I'm down here in the Villages, Florida at 55 and 0 retirement community. And today we got a mixed bag of fun stuff. I got a bone to pick with somebody that kind of wrote me a nasty comment. Also, how many dogs can you have in the house? Really? You have to be rich to live here in the Villages. And did I ever want a bigger house? Let's go ahead and get started. How's everybody doing? I am Rusty Nelson down here in the Villages, Florida. And yes, it is a 55 and 0 retirement community. Although, as most of you guys know, there's a lot of younger people moving in. In fact, I just got a email from a house tour that I'm going to do from some folks that are just at that 55 age, right around there. Anyway, thank you so much for subscribing and liking. I know all us YouTubers say it all the time, but I don't ask for payment in any way. I don't ask for things or money or anything like that. But I do ask that you subscribe if you're going to watch the channel, because I really do appreciate it. Love hearing from you. And that's about it. We're going to cover a bunch of things in here. You can use the QR codes wherever I have them out there. And let's first of all, let's talk really quick. We'll get into this one. These house tours that I've been doing lately, if you haven't seen them, it's right after people purchase a brand new home, or it could be a pre-owned home also, but literally like within an hour after they've purchased, they come and give a tour for us basically. And a lot of people have found it really helpful where they actually learn a lot of things. Now, when I give the tour with them, they also learn a lot because they have a lot of questions from me. So it's kind of fun to do also. But also, I've been told that it was really fun to have because then their family, who's not necessarily there right now, can get a chance to see what they just moved into. So their kids and grandkids or whatever can catch up with them. But here's the thing, is people keep asking me the total price of the home. Folks, these are people's homes that they move into. Maybe they don't want to divulge it. I'm not trying to sell you anything. They definitely don't want to sell the house. They just moved into it. So if you go on to, and I'll flick it up right here, if you go on to the Villages website, it is so easy to see, as you can see right here, it's so easy to see what homes are for sale. And all you have to do when we mention the model is type in the search engine, like this last one was a Poplar, and all the available ones that come up. Now, putting that aside, I do ask them how much it costs maybe to put in a pool and maybe how much the extension costs, that type of thing, and any modifications that they've done. And you can just look right on there and use that because, as many of you know, many of the homes are completely different in price, what lot they're on, what location they're at, what view they have, everything totally changes it. But you can just take a second, go look on the website and compare it to maybe what you would like, and then keep in mind what they said. Like if they said it cost $100 and some thousand to put in the specific pool with a bird cage on it, or to do a stretch of 2 feet here on this model, it costs this much. And then you should be able to judge what you want rather than them getting into their personal stuff about the home from the house. Just a little bit of time to go into the website. It's a wonderful place to learn things. Anyway, that's it. Let's move on to the next subject. And oh man, I really debated on putting this up there, but somebody wrote this, and I want to show you guys some of the stuff that I probably normally would just delete. So let me grab this and put this up right here. Yes, I sure did have to think about this one. And do me a favor, guys. I don't mind you putting comments in there, but if you write nasty things, I'm going to delete them. All right. Say things constructively, throw beach balls, not knives. Just because this delves a little bit into political, restrain, relax. Here we go. just so you know, when I get comments and stuff like that, I read almost all of them. And YouTube shows me the comment and it shows the picture next to the comment. So I know what video it's referencing because they all kind of come in together. And so what I'll do is read it, I'll reference the picture and take a look at it. And let me tell you about some of the theories. If it's got cursing in it, if it's mean, if you're mean to guests that have been on my show, if you say anything racist, anything like that, it's gone. And because I just don't think that my viewers want to see that. And I certainly don't want to listen to it and I don't condone it. So with that said, I also, over almost 6 years now, I don't know how that happened, but I've only blocked like 7 people total. And just kind of setting the stage for this one. I've only blocked like 7 people total. And they usually are people that have used total foul language, stuff I couldn't even put on here without it getting. YouTube will actually hide things, even from me, so I can't see them. And I have to unclick them to see them. But anyway, thank God I don't get too many of those. But anyway, so I sit down and as I'm going through all these comments, I got over 26,000 viewers now. I have no idea. So I still try to read all of them every day. And I go through it. Sometimes it gets a little hard, get a little bloodshot, and I don't think there's enough beer in the refrigerator. But anyway, I get this one, and this is from Janice Wallace. Now, remembering that I'm seeing the picture down there, so I think this is a comment about a first storm alert and dog safety and Memorial Day and stuff. Was it worth it? I go, what was that? What's she talking about? And the village's chief and others purposely chose not to show what you did. I'm looking at it, I'm going, storms and dogs and Memorial Day? And I go, what in the world is this about? So how's that bandwagon support? And I'm kind of really chuckling at this. Did you think all your followers are voting a certain way? No, now the Clipper comes and flies over my head. And I realize this is somebody about ready to rant because I went to go see the President of the United States. You don't love hearing comments. Yes, I do love hearing comments. As long as the comments aren't hateful, racial, disturbing, coherent, that type of thing. I love hearing them. You block people then. Told you when I started this, I said I've only blocked like 7 people. Janice, I went back and looked, your name's not on there. So unless this is a fake name or the other is a fake name, you're not blocked. And I doubt very much you're blocked because I haven't blocked somebody for a couple years now, I don't think. Anyway, so how's that support working? Followed you for years to be blocked. If you were blocked, how did you write to me, Janice? Okay. You chose to show your political views, but can't answer why the president is in the Epstein files. I'm one person. I don't have 12,000 attorneys, and I don't want to read the Epstein files. I could care less about the Epstein files. And Janice, I have never, ever mentioned the Epstein files on this channel. I don't care about the Epstein files. There's not enough time in the day. I want to play pickleball, relax, and move on. Anyway, why are sons AMD daughters and fighting for Israel? Are fighting for Israel? Why are sons and daughters fighting for Israel? I don't know that they are fighting for Israel. If you're talking about Iran, I don't want to get into a long, involved conversation in this. But if you remember, we are allies of Israel. Every single president has said we are strong allies of Israel. So that you may want to dig into that. Like I said, I'm not going to politically argue on here, but if you ask me, that's I didn't know how much we were fighting for Israel, but they are an ally. Oh yeah, you like it, so it's okay. Well, sure sounds like, but by what you're writing, that whatever you like, you figure is okay, or you wouldn't get that upset. And so, how's that support? Well, let me tell you how the support is. My viewers count, if you want to do that support thing, went up after the Trump thing. And I did worry about putting up the Trump thing because I'm not necessarily a political channel. But when you write something like this, I'll reply to it. And normally I wouldn't because it's kind of hateful and yelling and that type of thing. But so the support went up. I actually got more viewers. Yes, some did leave. Some lost their minds because of the name. I don't understand that whole thing. Did I disagree with some of what Obama did? Yes. Did I disagree? Well, with Biden, whatever he did, yes. But I didn't go out of my mind. I said, okay, I don't want to vote different, but I'll vote the way I see fit, and that's how the things work. So anyway, I didn't go ballistic. But anyway, that's it. Obviously, I didn't block you, Janice. But when I did that Trump video, I know there's nowhere in there did I mention support for anybody. I wanted to go see the president. It was great. I enjoyed it. He's commands a room very well. Plus, more to home, I wanted to see who possibly could be the next governor of Florida. So anyway, that's it. There you go, Janice. As far as I know, you're not blocked unless you're really not Janice. And anyway, that's it. Remember, guys, be nice. Don't, if you write something stupid, you're writing it to me. I get it. I'll just delete it. But anyway, be nice, be constructive, and have a wonderful day, Janice. Next one. Let's talk about dogs. Hey, Lori, thanks a lot for writing in. And Lori wrote, for your next Q&A, are there rules regarding the number of pets you can have in your home in the villages? I have only ever seen people with one dog in the videos. Man, this is a real tough one, and I'll tell you the reason why. First of all, I do not know about Middleton. If anybody's watching from Middleton, please don't chime in, folks, unless you really know you've read this CDD, the rules about animals, because, and I'll tell you why. When I first got here, and that was when all heck was breaking loose and people were buying houses left and right, the representatives, the village's agents, were telling people, well, you're only allowed 2 pets, but you can come here with 3 if you have 3, and if one dies. That I read it all. I didn't see anywhere there at the time I moved in. There was slightly over 13 districts, but the only documentation I could get was like 13 districts at the time because we were District 13. So let me tell you what had to happen then. But please put in the comments because I think a lot of people could use the help with this if you have read the rules and you understand the rules. So when I moved here, what was told by the representatives, which wasn't correct, was the fact that you could move here with 3 animals, but when one dies, you can only have 2. That was the kind of rules that. So I actually went back, and there's a video where I pulled out all this stuff. If I can find the link, I'll put it down below. But when I did that, I was really surprised at the fact that every district has something different. Not only does it have something different, but they can also change as time goes on. In other words, things can change in the CDDs as to rules like that. And that's witnessed by, the thing about who can report violations and that type of thing. But anyway, I'm going to kind of leave this up because I really don't, I'm pretty sure there are no numbered rules. I'm doing this off the top of my head. Forgive me if I'm wrong. For District 13, I don't think there are rules. There are rules in there, but it doesn't specify a specific amount of animals. But I will tell you, if you're planning to move to the villages, if you live in the villages, please, we all live very close to each other. and be respectful of your neighbors. If your dog is barking 1, 2, 3, 4 barks, you may be used to it. But let me tell you something. I love dogs. I've supported the SPCA. I've taken dogs out on their last walk before they put them down. And you you have to really be careful about your dog's barking because we live so close to each other, and you may not be annoyed by it, but I guarantee you I can hear neighbors around here with their dogs barking. I feel so sorry for the people that live right behind them. It would throw me over the edge. But anyway, mind your dogs and your pets and be respectful. We all live very close to each other. And please chime in on the comments and make sure you write even where it is in the document, because I'll probably go back and read some of that. Anyway, sorry I'm not definitive on that, but it is different whether you're in District 1 or any of the new districts, especially Middleton. Please write in. Let me know whether your kids are allowed to have your furry little animals and stuff like that. Anyway, on to the next comment. Here's one that I kind of get every once in a while, or people may allude to it. You know, I talked about deleting ones before. Some of them like cuss out the people that live in the villages and say it's nothing but a bunch of rich blah, 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 blah. Jill wrote, she wrote, and I can understand where, you know, some people would think this. Let's face it, you have to be rich to live in the villages. I think that's kind of a misunderstanding. Obviously, the idea of being rich is a lot different to the head of IBM compared to me. I think they're rich, you know, and people may think that I'm rich, and so it's kind of all relative. But with that said, I don't know whether that's necessarily true. And so let me explain why I say that. There are parts of the villages up north. Now, just like in any other neighborhood, you know, when I lived in California, you could buy a little house for not that much, but you move a mile up the road and your next thing you know, you're in Beverly Hills and the cheapest thing you can buy is $3 million. It's kind of that way in the villages. You have the older part of the villages way up north, and then you have the newer part. Now, as you come, and there's also, I call it the equestrian area, where you got places that are, you know, got acres of land and people don't even know about it, but that cost a lot of money to buy there. And there are actually, if you go to the website, there's actually houses for sale under $200,000. Now, some of them are the older manufactured homes, but they're under $2,000. The bond's paid off, taxes are less. So there's not necessarily, you don't have to be rich. You can come and find out, and I'm sure you can look on the map, and I'll bet you can find quite a few homes under $200,000 right now. And in fact, I know in the new area, I think you can find them in the 200s, some of them. Anyway, let's go on to talk about buying homes. Somebody was asking about a home I was buying. Okay, we're getting down to the end here, but let me say, I thank you so much for everybody that kind of follows this. It's amazing because I can have conversations with people that listened to me 5 years ago when I regarding this one, you know, buying another house and that type of thing. I love this. It's really great to talk to everybody when I go out, wander around the villages and have conversations about different things. And yes, Janice, I absolutely love it. Anyway, Fred writes on this one. He said, and this regards one of the video tours with the homeowners that I just did in a house, I believe they're talking about. Hey, Rusty, another great video. Please thank SNR for allowing you to do this. I'm sure you hear this a lot, but your channel really has a positive impact on the subscribers. I hope so, because a lot of it's what I'm going through. I'm kind of passing it along to you. In a couple of your recent videos, you mentioned the thought of looking for a larger home yourself. Is that something you're still looking into? And without getting too personal, is there a main reason why you need more space? And if you do move, are you going to go further south? Kind regards, Fred. Thanks a lot, Fred. Really, really appreciate that. It's a nice note, and I'm sure they will read this to get thanked. If you go back and you watch my early videos, I bought the property that I'm at right now. And back then, everything was going crazy. There wasn't as many rentals and stuff like that. And I actually had planned on buying, I live over in the St. Catherine area, over by Azell. And it's a Winslow, so it's a smaller 3-bedroom. And I bought it personally because it was on the water. And I paid dearly for it, or to be on the water. It wasn't too bad. But I had always planned on keeping this as a rental and building a bigger home down in Eastport, in that area and down in that area, because even back then, 4 years ago, I knew that was going to be built out. I had seen some diagrams of it. I won't say where, but I saw some. And so I had always thought about it so I always was kind of looking, and I still am kind of looking. And I have to be honest. I love having a big, large, open area. I just love that. I always thought my favorite place would be to live in one of these giant old warehouses where your floor, it's just an open floor and you're kind of separated just a little bit in your bedroom. But I am a single guy. And now I have this studio in this house. I love this. Maybe one time I'll show you guys, get a camera shot of around here. Anyway, that's it, Fred. No really big reason. I'd still like to build that next house if the time comes and things seem to be right and it's down there. I also started looking, I'm not going to say where I'm looking, but I also started looking in another little area of pre-owned homes, and we'll see how that goes. But they say that everybody moves 3 times while you live in the villages. I don't know. It seems to be a hobby for everybody. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much. And thank you for my little political, it wasn't a political rant. It was just kind of showing you guys what it's like, some of the people I get writing in. Anyway, thanks a lot. Thank you so much for subscribing. Also, these videos I'm doing, these home tours, kind of by the owners. I know some of you are enjoying them. Please, I'll put the, if you just write me a message on my Facebook page, you don't have to be friends. If you're going to move into your house, the best time to do it is come and do one of those right as just get done your closing. We go in, we run through the house. It gives a really nice video for your family to see. It lets people hear, excuse me, see what you got into, maybe some of the problems you solved doing it, some of your worries. And don't worry if you've never been on camera before. I used to do this in Hollywood, so I'm pretty good at calming people down and getting them going. And we don't put anything bad out there. So anyway, you can message me there. But anyway, thanks a lot. Moving on. One more thing. Don't forget, I'll be going away a little bit in June, but that's kind of when my maintenance videos come out, and they will be updated for this year. So it'll have some of the suggestions that some of you folks put in there. It's in 2 parts, indoor and outdoor maintenance. Good checklist for new homeowners to write down and keep track of. And I also show you how to do it. It's just not like a fired off list. I go through a lot of the things and show you how to do them. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me. As I've always said, I'll either see you back here on YouTube or I'll see you down in the villages. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.